Just because professional footballers are lazy and don't want to play for the next 2 days doesn't mean we're lazy. Over the next hour, we're going to look back on the good, the bad, and the ugly. The really ugly of South Africa 2010. This is the Footy Show's FIFA World Cup Tonight. Hello and welcome back. James Sharman with
Explain
Kristian
yourself, young man.
Who's ugly and who's really ugly? Can you break that down for us?
You know what? I think you're both equally ugly, actually.
No, you said ugly and really ugly.
Yeah, there's
I
a
was talking about
difference.
the guy in the street, actually.
Oh,
You
right.
were not.
Not you
guy.
guys.
Lies from your mouth.
Don't you guys enjoy working every day? We're so close now.
No
There's
games today. What did you guys do
dissension in the
today?
ranks.
No games. What'd you watch? What'd you do?
I slept in for starters.
You slept.
I didn't watch.
Shocker.
Didn't
you
watch
slept.
anything. Little family time.
I, for the first time in 19 days, saw my favorite show, The View.
Really? Whoopi
Yes.
and the girls.
Oh, it was riveting
The View.
conversation of the topics of the day.
Much World Cup discussion, I'm assuming? Breaking down the tactical formations
View.
of Ghana.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And how strong tactically Uruguay are. Whoopi Goldberg was big on that.
Well, today's show is fun, isn't it? We're going to be talking about a
gonna be a
whole
lot
whack
of
of things, from great goals to not so great goals to refereeing blunders, the works. It's going to be a very, very fun show today.
Definitely. Before we look ahead at the quarters, there's plenty of time for that. We thought it was appropriate to take a look back at the first 19 days of this tournament, beginning this evening with some of the best goals of rounds 1 and 2. Plays of the week style. Let's do this. They say you never get a second chance to make a first impression. Not a bad first goal of the tournament, eh, boys?
That goal feels like 3 months ago.
It was.
Was it?
It was.
Nice.
Slovenia, USA, Landon Donovan impregnates the Slovenian goal. Too soon?
No, what a
Too
strike.
soon?
If it's John Terry, it'd be funnier. But
Yeah.
What a tournament Donovan had. Mycon, question boys, brilliant or lucky?
I'm going with lucky.
brilliance, no.
But a little bit of brilliance.
He's
but
done it before.
Didn't
apparently.
mean it.
He's done it before.
Oh, he has.
Back home.
Oh, he tells you
wonderful
he's done
goal.
it before. But I don't know about that.
We wanted to give Brett Holman some love because I'm pretty sure nobody saw this live.
I saw this live.
Ghana and Germany were going on at the same time. I didn't see
our
this
Aussie
live.
producer put his shirt over his head when the ball went in the net.
Well,
It
good
was a
for him.
horrible
Yeah,
scene.
it was
He's a
a
very
horrible
hairy man, actually.
Yeah.
Good for him. This was tipped, but still so sexy.
That was a big moment for the Jabalani, I
Yes.
think. Even though it got tipped. It was getting
That's
a lot.
not one of the top goals.
Wasn't
It came
getting a lot of
deflected.
love.
Cheers for Fabio Quagliarella. One of the few guys to actually show up for the Azzurri at World Cup 2010. Why, oh why, did you not play more minutes? I'll never know. Kasuke Honda
I love
had
that one.
all his pistons firing on this free kick.
That's my favorite, I think, of the World Cup, actually.
Same game. This was a set-piece clinic, this Japan-Denmark affair. Outstanding stuff. Endo with a great shot. Some people could control this ball in the end. Was the ball getting overhyped, Kristian?
Early on it was. That's just because a lot of the players weren't very good. But this was nice.
I love this goal.
Ramadal showed that he had 2 feet, which
Yeah.
a lot of people didn't think he had.
No,
least in that game
fantastic.
anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Ladies and gentlemen, your future Golden Boot winner,
Yeah.
David Villa.
That was a marvelous moment for Spain because at that point, a lot of people were writing them off.
Yeah.
And now look at him.
I thought that was going to be a really long night for Honduras. I was thinking 5-0 on the scoreline.
Here's my guy. right
Mr.
here.
Match winner himself, Mesut Ozil. You know, his chairman from Werder Bremen came out today and said he's better than Messi at this tournament. Agree, disagree?
That's a bit of a stretch, but
I
he's
can't
been
really,
very, very good.
I can't really disagree.
It's been amazing. Luis Suarez made it rain on South Korea. And then my personal favorite moment of this World Cup, stepping on the head of a photographer during the celebration. Luis Suarez clearly head and shoulders above everyone else. Carlos Tevez, go on with your bad
Best
stuff.
goal of the tournament so far.
My goodness.
What
The
a strike.
madness and the glory of Carlos
And it's funny,
Tevez.
we forget about him, in the shadow of such great luminaries like Messi, but he has been brilliant this World Cup as well, hasn't he?
He has.
He really
Yeah,
has.
he's
And that
been
was a
phenomenal.
gorgeous strike, and we saw Diego score a few of those in this career, didn't we?
Definitely.
We're going back to Diego, are you, James?
Well, there's a last shot there. It's a closing shot.
It was great. They were hugging.
Get
It was
rid of
What a
this guy.
segue, Christian.
Writes itself.
Yeah, I guess it does.
It's all about this thing, isn't it?
One goal I didn't see there, Almeida's goal, the header. The team goal. No, it's not an individual goal.
Yeah.
One of my favorites from the World Cup. I don't know
Yeah,
about you.
definitely. Quinn thrown down the left side, ticked it in.
About 6 or 7 passes
Yeah.
beforehand. But my favorite's the Tevez' goal. I don't know about you.
Really?
Yeah.
The Maicon goal. Can we, producer Thomas Dobby, we have the Maicon goal ready again? Just roll that.
You love the Maicon goal.
He did this on purpose. I am convinced this was in the plan. What?
It's an amazing goal. I'm not as strong on it as you. I'm not convinced about
just
it.
a huge
point is
Maicon
this, right?
guy.
He's Brazilian, right? If he was meaning to cross it, he would have crossed it.
Yeah.
All right?
I
And
think
would
he
have
tried
found
to
someone.
cross it.
I
That's
don't
the
know, but
thing.
who was he crossing?
He's running that
Brazilians
hard
don't
to
try,
the white line.
they succeed. All right? If he was trying to cross it, he would have found someone and they would have scored the goal. In this case, he was shooting on goal.
This is still my favorite goal of the tournament. I mean, this was a magnificent strike, and we haven't seen enough of these in the World Cup. But to do that, the technique and the speed of the ball that goes in, Perez had absolutely no chance.
And in a matchup that mirrored the round of 16 4 years earlier when Maxi Rodriguez hit that blistering winner. I mean, it's
a twist of irony, really.
Yeah, really. I mean, to have two goals scored like that against you.
I find deeply disturbing seeing
What's that?
Maradona embracing Carlos Tevez. Something
Why is that
about
disturbing? That's a manager and
It's
his
like
player.
Quasimodo embracing Peter Beardsley.
I wouldn't like to
It's not very
embrace
nice.
Maradona flat out. But
No?
He's clean. It's fine.
You think?
Well, you think he's cool?
No, I don't.
You think he's clean?
No.
No.
But he loves his
cleaner.
players. I think it's a nice
cleaner.
moment. Maradona better watch it. He was smoking a cigar walking in that press room after that game. He's acting like he's won. Hold up.
He's brought FUN to this World Cup so far.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. I know you have a few issues with him still, but he's been a lot of fun so far. And I say bring it on. Some escapism, some entertainment for the World Cup. All these robotic coaches on the sidelines,
Yeah, you're
boring.
right.
Give me some more Diego. It's brilliant. Speaking of brilliant, the score.com and the viewers and the users out there have been brilliant throughout the entire World Cup. They've been going non-stop, tons of opinion, and Brendan Dunlop is the conduit between them and us. B, what's making the rounds?
I thought I was going to be the one that was brilliant, James, but a lot of people with a lot of things to say about goalkeeping errors, of course, big theme early on in the tournament. But Philip says Cristiano Ronaldo's free kick yesterday that Iker Casillas almost made the Robert Green error on proves that the ball is still flying all over the place. Mike is a Hammers fan, and he wonders if Robert Green will be shaky at Upton Park this year after that horrendous World Cup. And Jonas wrote, I miss Fauji Chauchi. He must be a Slovenian fan or something.
No, I suppose so, but you're right. It's good points about the blunders. Listen. Nice goals are great and all, and as we know, strikers need all the kudos they can get in order to satisfy the humongously huge egos. But spare a thought for the keepers. These brave souls have to face not only the world's best on a daily basis, but also the Jabulani. Without doubt, it's been the star of the World Cup, and we thought we'd pay it a tribute by celebrating the best howlers, for example, and clangers of the World Cup so far. Let's start right now, shall we? I certainly am. All right, in comes Torres, out comes Claudio Bravo.
I felt bad for Bravo there.
Why?
I don't know. I just did.
He's their captain.
I
What
know.
is he doing on
But
this?
what a finish though by Villa.
The finish is amazing. Like if Villa blasts that 50 yards in the air, no one's talking about Bravo.
How about some Italy, Paraguay from the corner? Check out Justo Villar.
Yeah.
What is he doing?
Swing and a miss.
This is an experienced keeper, boys. Daniele De Rossi with the easy one, tapping into the far post.
Big point
What
for
a
Italy
terrible
in
mistake.
the tournament.
Australia, Serbia now. Mark Schwarzer, maybe his first mistake at the World Cup. It was a big one. Marko Pantelic will capitalise on a mistake. He was so good though up until that point. Holland, Japan, Eiji Kawashima will gift
I don't think
Schneider
that's
a goal.
a goal. I think that's a great strike. He
That's
bent
tough on
that.
Kawashima.
Schneider meant to do that.
Or was it the
pretty tough.
Jabulani?
I think Schneider meant to do it. He's that good.
I know. Richard Kingston's been great as well,
He has.
except for here.
That
Again,
was brutal.
I think that ball may have wavered in the air a little bit. Brett Holman doesn't care, he scores. It's a lovely goal, but man, there's been a lot of brutal
I
errors
almost
in this
text
World Cup.
Declan Hill after this moment right here.
You thought it was fixed?
I wasn't sure.
Really?
Something fishy about it?
Yeah.
Greece, Nigeria, Alexandra Zovas comes out, has a look,
This one too.
sets up a picnic, cup of tea, a few
It's
sandwiches.
as if he didn't know the free kick was happening.
He was great other than that.
Yeah, he
I've seen a
was.
few of those guys. This is that ball, I tell you. Algeria, Slovenia, Robert Corin from miles out.
There he is.
Frezi Shosi. There it is, the one Brendan mentioned. Just brutal. The worst mistake so far at the World Cup, perhaps, but no. I stand corrected because
Shush.
coming up, Clint Dempsey makes Robert Green look like Bobby Mims. Remember him?
This takes
Mims.
This takes the cake.
Massimo Taibbi, maybe?
Yeah, Taibbi. That's
Mark Bosnich when he was bad and high.
Oh, Bosnich was great though. Big fan of Bosnich.
Terrible mistake though, but really was. I mean, there's a litany of errors, wasn't
But
there?
do you not feel for? I know I'm talking to the wrong crowd on this. So many people watching that game, and that happens to you as a human being. Is there not a morsel of you that feels for Robert Green in that situation?
You know why
on a stage like this?
You know why I felt bad for Robert Green? Not one England player after that happened went up to him. That's why I felt bad for Robert Green.
Yeah, but at the same point, goalkeepers are weird animals, right? And I'm sure, you know, if you spoke to David James, he was saying that at that time, leave him alone, let him just come to terms with himself. He doesn't need company. He doesn't need guys saying, you'll be all right, slugger, you're okay.
I think he did, because 3 days later he did the same thing in training and never got his job back. So I disagree with you.
You think so, yeah? Is that what it was?
I think he needed some hugs.
But I think also from the England standpoint, for any guy to walk up and do that, I think it takes a step forward in terms of being a leader, which I think is also the kind of unsung story of where things kind of went wrong here for England.
Yeah.
No obvious leadership. It wouldn't have been a huge thing, but I think it's an excellent point.
Mr. Terry was like 15 yards away.
Yeah.
You know, if Peter Cech did that at Chelsea, he's right there.
Still a 1-1 game. It's like, come on, Robbie, let's go.
That's right.
None of that.
I don't know about that. I think these keepers would rather be left alone. They know they made the mistake and they'll be fine, they're professionals. But how much of it, I know that we hate complainers and whingers and whiners, but the ball was an issue. I think it's fair to say we can admit that now.
I think so.
Do you think in the next European Championship or the World Cup, they might bring out a new ball with new livery, but perhaps the established actual ball? Because this can't continue.
Well, we'd think that it'd be nice, but I mean, there's history here. Every single World Cup, it's the new ball, and they always complain about it. So I don't know at this point. You know, putting faith in the governing bodies is a big help. I don't know if you can do it, to be fair.
Just to explain, normally balls at World Cups have anywhere from 24 to 32 patches. What makes this thing weird is it has 8. 8 patches. So there's no give. There's no real stop in it. Yeah. So it just flutters around and just flies. That's the problem. I mean, Capello did call it the worst ball he's ever seen in a World Cup.
And it was the story for about 5 days, and then lots of goals were going in, and it went away for a while. So
I've tried it out, and I'm as bad with that ball as I am with regular balls.
Right.
So
I think the bottom line is half of what we saw was the ball, the other half was just bad keeping.
Yeah,
fair to say?
I think so. Yeah. Not great finishing, that's
no.
for sure.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, goalkeepers weren't the only ones making major mistakes in South Africa. When we return on FIFA World Cup tonight, referee blunders take center stage.
Defoe looking for room. Lampard! Did it go in? No, say the officials. Over the line or not? Yes, most definitely. It's well over.
The Scores coverage of FIFA World Cup tonight is our official beer sponsor of the 2010 FIFA World Cup.
You want to swap?
Sure.
Budweiser, official beer sponsor of the 2010 FIFA World Cup.
Remember, you are Canada's newest instant lottery with 14 prizes of $1 million. Think big. That's the $100 million moment right there.
The $100 million fortune ticket, Canada's richest instant lottery ever. Available now.
It's the first thing you see in the morning and the last thing you see at night. It stresses you out. It calms you down. It helps you remember. It helps you forget. It keeps you connected. It's the only thing you own that's always within arm's reach. The HTC Legend, because you don't need to get a phone. You need a phone that gets you, and you, and you. Available at Virgin Mobile.
I love Dr. Pepper. The taste of these 23 flavors can never be equaled, like me. Hey.
What, man? Come on, Mike, man. Nice hit.
There's nothing like a pepper. Trust me, I've sent people to the doctor.
Everything you thought you knew is about to change.
What you just did is impossible.
There's a lot you don't know about yourself. You have power.
I did it.
Dark forces are gathering.
Hello, Balthazar. So we're supposed to save the world? Knuckle bump.
Might as well.
Are you insane?
The Sorcerer's Apprentice.
La vie, Grand Marnier.
Why not bring Paris home with Le Grand Cool?
Hey, fishing today?
Yeah. You?
Yeah.
This year, I picked up the Broadstone pop-up tent from Canadian Tire.
It's durable, sets up in seconds.
So we can hit the lake.
And get to the prime fishing spots.
Before you know who.
Great memories start out here with the Broadstone pop-up tent, only at Canadian Tire.
Closed captioning on The Score is brought to you in part by Boston Pizza, your footy headquarters.
Welcome back to FIFA World Cup tonight. Sid, KJ, James here with you. Now, at most major international soccer tournaments, you'll see a few bad refereeing decisions. Always happens. And this year's World Cup is no different, but for some reason, the bad calls at this tournament have superseded anything we've seen in arguably the last 8 to 10 years. Maybe not since Korea-Japan 2002 has there been this much controversy. You know what, let's give a hand to Luis Fabiano. And an arm, and a forearm, and a bicep, and let's just give everything arm-related to Luis Fabiano.
And the rest.
Stefan Lanoy, I did just, we caught you. USA, Algeria. I'm fluent, you didn't know that? This is an offside. It's a credit to the US that they won the group, boys, and had all this go against
Yeah, I think we're going to see the US again during this pack here, are we?
Oh, foreshadowing. I'm a big Javi Hernandez guy. This is offside.
No, I don't think it was.
This is offside.
I'm sorry, I'm debating.
And I know the French
onside
had everything bad happen that you can have happen.
That's onside.
That's onside?
Yeah, it's onside.
Well, I think we can agree this is not onside. And boom goes the dynamite.
Very nice.
But he's so tiny, you can't see him there, right?
It's just outrageous how Tevez goes off
the linesman,
to He's there, he's in position.
He's knee-high to a grasshopper.
It cost Rossetti his tournament, one of the best referees in the world, gone from the World Cup. This is the other American highlight. Koman Koulibaly somehow waves this off. Another ref will never see again.
He lost the plot there, didn't he?
He lost a lot of things.
He did, yeah.
He lost his job.
Yeah,
he lost the plot. Where's the foul?
He just balled it.
Where's the foul? 6-1
biggest goal
Mo
Mo never scored.
Yeah.
This is insane. Bradley's demanding an explanation. He's not getting one. And then there's this. KJ, do England win the game at 2-2?
No. They were demolished, Sid.
Oh, I know.
No, they don't
But
win
at 2-2 at half, Capello's talk is different.
Yeah.
Germany's talk is different.
You never know what happens, right? But great teams face the adversity and they continue. This team's head drops and, oh God, that's not far. Nothing's working for us now.
Yeah.
Even the gods are against us. We haven't got a chance. Let's go back home, shall we?
As I said before, Terry and Upson couldn't handle Ozil and Muller before, so how are they going to handle him at 2-2?
But I just think the mentality at 2-2, maybe Capello isn't pressing all those guys forward on the set piece. Who knows? I just think at 2-2, every variable is up in the air, and you don't know how the pieces are going to come back
I'll tell
down.
you this much, it's almost the perfect storm that England were involved in this style. I mean, FIFA are going to talk about this, right, for replay, the Lampard goal. The fact that it was England is a massive thing, and I know you touched on this last night, right? I mean, if this was a lower nation that wouldn't get the headlines, then it would have just got passed on again. I think we're heading towards replay for this, just for this moment alone, just behind the goal.
Just for balls crossing
goal line
lines,
technology.
not so much
At the
for
minimum.
offsides or handballs.
Yeah. This is what they'll bring in. I can't see them bringing anything else in, but now they have the convenient excuse.
Now, your thought, though, is you'd rather see extra officials in the box behind the goal rather than replay, right?
Well, I think replay needs to be in for that kind of thing, but I find it disgusting that FIFA have sent home these officials, whether it's obviously Koulibaly's a different, Rossetti, as you mentioned, the official for the Argentina-Mexico game as well. They send them out there, 3 officials to do a job, 22 players running, and the game's never been this fast. Help them out. It's time to change what's going on here. $1 billion game managed by part-time semi-professional officials. It's absolutely ludicrous.
I agree with you. At the same time, don't dismiss incompetence too. Now, yes, they need more help, but some of these calls was plain and simple incompetence. Koulibaly, for example.
Right, but James, the Lampard goal, or no goal, should we say, the linesman, or a second official as he's now called, has been shredded in the media for making the missed call. But if you look at his placement, he's about 30 yards away, trying to keep up with the play where Lampard's kicking the ball as well. I mean, what's wrong with putting officials behind the goal? What's wrong with giving another linesman the job on the other side as well? I don't care if there's 8 or 9 officials at this point. They've got the money. Let's do it.
So has this nonsense, do you think, hurt the World Cup this year? Are people, especially the mainstream media, are focusing on that, not so much on the great play as well? Has it hurt 2010?
We've seen it before, though, right?
We have. I think it's part of the World Cup. I don't think it necessarily hurts the World. Actually, I think the disallowed goal in the USA-Slovenia game did more for the popularity, or at least awareness, of soccer down south than any victory. I mean, you could argue Andy Roddick's talking about it. I mean, the strangest people are now into soccer. They're in tune after America gets screwed in a tournament. Do you also think that we're now at the point where, you know, linesmen should be held accountable? Rossetti's leaving this tournament for a mistake his linesman made. On the Tevez goal that we showed you earlier. Is that fair?
It's not fair, but he is the main official for that game. I think that at some point, though, the officials, and I'm talking about the referee now, they need to rely more on these guys. You know, they took away the tag linesman for a reason. They made them, you know, quote-unquote second officials, assistant referees, so to speak. So many times I've seen, particularly in the elbow of the red card, the Gourcuff, the Barami red cards in this World Cup, where I believe the referee missed it, could have got help from an official who had a better view and never asked him. So I don't have a lot of sympathy for the refs in that case.
My opinion, long story short, goal line, it has to come in replay. Offsides, I think you still need to talk about. Red cards, that's up to the ref. I don't see a situation where replay may or may not help you there. I think that's the human element has to stay with cards.
But I think retroactively, you should be able to look at the yellow and red cards, review, potentially rescind cards. Right now, you can't do that because it's been sanctioned on the field, unless it's violent conduct.
I'm with you.
That's fair enough.
Stop the diving too, you can give it out for
exactly.
that.
But it is fun for us right now. You know, we're having fun at other people's expense, and it's brilliant, which is a great segue, of course, for Brendan Dunlop on thescore.com. B, what's being said now regarding the seedier side of the game?
A lot of praise for me actually happening on Facebook right now. But on the Facebook Footy Show fan page, I asked the question, has diving at this World Cup been worse than at previous tournaments? Peter Zarek says, poor referees have highly overshadowed the diving at this tournament, while Flabba argues that FIFA have several things they need to address. Diving is first and foremost. It destroys the integrity of the game. If FIFA needs to review every single game and hand out suspensions and cards afterwards in a post-mortem, well then so be it. And Philip Essay says, I don't think we'll see any more diving because the Italians and the Chileans are out. You knew that one was coming.
Whoa. That guy's out of line.
Casting stones.
The line's there
very
and
nice.
You crossed it.
I'm just stunned. I didn't know that B was on Facebook, did you? He never mentions that.
You're on Facebook? I'm not on Facebook.
Footy Show fan page.
Twitter's my thing. 140 characters, that's the most I can handle right now.
He talks about Facebook like once every hour.
Hardcore Footy Show on Series 98, you'll find out for yourself. But now to my favorite subject, diving. Now, I've been in this business for over a decade, and still, without a doubt, the most polarizing issue I've had discussions with has been diving. Some people say it's part of the game. I say those people are stupid. Cheating is cheating, and here we have some of the best cheats in the world. They are, in fact, world-class cheaters, starting with maybe the kingpin himself, Cristiano Ronaldo. Oh, no, he didn't.
It was a two-footed challenge. What are you talking about?
Give it
Two-footed challenge.
Didier Zokora in the vicinity.
He was abusing him the whole game.
And he got a free kick for it.
Oh, he did.
Switch teams now.
Scandalous.
South Africa, Uruguay. Luis Suarez with a brilliant goal, but also a brilliant dive. What makes it funnier is that he had a wad of cotton in his mouth at the time. Same game now. Sibirisa Gacha trying to draw the penalty, but no, the ref doesn't buy it. Get up, he says. Get up. You're an embarrassment to your country.
You sold it well, though.
Italy against the Kiwis. Daniele De Rossi in the box. Tommy Smith with a slight little tug. A slight tug. Have another look. He goes Bobby Orr, all right? He won the penalty.
Yes, he did.
It worked, I suppose, but disgraceful. Now Italy, Paraguay, De Rossi's best performance, in fact, right here. There's a sniper in there. There's a sniper in the stands. What is he doing?
That is disgraceful.
Wow, he's a whole man of football, apparently. Give me a break. Now, Danny, not much better.
Danny.
Well, there was some contact here, was it?
Was there?
Oh, I'm getting
some
angry
slight
just
contact.
watching this stuff right now. USA, Ghana. Jose Altidore
Best thing he did, whole World Cup.
He may have tripped over
Clipped himself and then dove on himself.
How about Fernando Torres? Watch the run, the dummy run. It's brilliant. Brilliant. Oh,
wow.
I'm going down too. Marco Estrada gets a red card for
Cost that kid the game.
Yeah.
What a
that
joke.
was scandalous.
Chile, Switzerland now. George Valdivia goes flying over the defender, untouched, but on this occasion he admits, yeah, busted. I know.
Good call,
know.
referee.
Scumbag.
The only good call ref made all game.
This is my favorite of the whole World Cup.
Vladimir Weiss?
Yeah. This is awful.
Should he or shouldn't he? Should I? Shouldn't I? Referee, where's referee? There he is. Okay.
Okay, I'll go down.
What a Vice guy.
Vice guy.
What a Vice guy.
I get so angry watching that stuff.
Oh, I've seen him.
I've never seen you
I've seen him like this.
I'm not kidding.
It's not part of the game, people.
Oh, no one's saying it is.
It's not gamesmanship.
Just
okay?
don't hurt me.
It's cheating, okay? You're trying to con the referee. It's absolute nonsense, but nothing was quite as bad as Paul Kakar getting a red card against the Ivory Coast, against Keita. We have this actually coming up very, very shortly. This is dreadful. The referee bought it, hook, line, and sinker. Oh my word, he wasn't even touched. Maybe a slight brush.
Yeah.
Now, we mentioned just now about having a retroactive punishment, at the same time, rescinding red cards and yellow cards. FIFA should have reviewed this and should have taken that card back. Absolute disgrace.
Yeah, I'm with you. Actually worked out in his favour in the end, though, didn't it? He got him off what was a very physical encounter. He got him out the next game, rested for the last 16 when he was the brilliant Kakar again. So thankfully it worked out in his favour.
It's the guys in this tournament, what bothers me most, the guys in this tournament who get hit in the stomach or in the leg and are grabbing their face. The Rivaldo 2002.
Oh, yeah.
It is an embarrassment. And there's so many people watching this game, and we love it so much for the first time.
Right.
I cringe that is their view of this. And it just makes me sick every time.
Particularly in North America, where you've got the likes of football over here and hockey. It's so physical, and these guys put their lives on the line, and you see a guy holding their face and they got hurt somewhere else.
Yeah.
That's where, you can get back and get banning guys. I mean, Rivaldo did it in 2002 and he got fined like $12,000.
Yeah, fine's not enough.
It should be banned for 3 matches. It's disgraceful.
Yeah, and I think the refs have gotten a lot better with the cards.
Yeah.
They still got a long way to go. It's a process, and hopefully one day we won't see that. All right, it's been fun looking back, but it's now time to look ahead. World Cup quarterfinals begin Friday. Argentina and Germany lock horns Saturday morning. 21-year-old Mesut Ozil has been a revelation for Deutschland. So the question is, how do Argentina stop him? We've got the answer. Kristian Jack has his Subbuteo board ready. Formation Geek is next. You're watching FIFA World Cup tonight on The Score.
The Score's coverage of FIFA World Cup tonight is presented to you by Kia, the power to surprise.
It's about performance, passion, and soul. Kia, official FIFA partner.
Philly cream cheese spread. Great on a bagel, but it's not very dippable. Philly dips, on the other hand, are made for dipping. Lots of dipping. Philly dips. They're perfectly dippable.
The chalice is cleaned and then held correctly so the beer comes to life. These things make a Stella Artois just right. Yes. Good to know there is a ritual, so when you come across it, you can enjoy it properly.
Remember, you are Canada's newest instant lottery with 14 prizes of $1 million. Think big. That's the $100 million moment right there.
The $100 million fortune ticket